Liverpool suffer a heavy 5-2 defeat to Real Madrid in their Champions League last 16 first-leg tie at Anfield. Darwin Núñez and Mohamed Salah both scored on the night, but 2 goals each for Karim Benzema and Vinicius Jr., as well as an Eder Militao header, have the La Liga champions in a commanding lead heading into the second leg at the Santiago Bernabeu on March 15th. Paris Saint-Germain have discussed the possibility of replacing Christophe Galtier after this season, and Steven Gerrard's name has been thrown into the mix by club officials. Elsewhere, Manchester United will not spend lavishly during the summer transfer window. Wilfried Zaha considered a move to the Middle East, and Chelsea hope to agree a contract extension with N'Golo Kanté. Liverpool had shown signs of improvement after back-to-back Premier League wins against Newcastle and Everton, but according to Steven Gerrard, they were given a reality check by Real Madrid as they lost 5-2 to the Spanish champions in an epic Champions League last 16 match. Gerrard also demanded Jurgen Klopp conducts an inquest into the performance to find why and how they conceded 5. Napoli's remarkable season continued as they brushed aside Eintracht Frankfurt to take control of their round of 16 tie. Victor Osimhen notched his 20th of the season just before the break, and Giovanni Di Lorenzo added a second on 65 minutes to put his team in the driving seat. To compound their misery, Eintracht saw Randal Kolo Muani sent off for a reckless foul. Jurgen Klopp has demanded his players learn from this game after his Liverpool side were thrashed 5-2 by Real Madrid in the last 16 first-leg Champions League tie at Anfield. After taking an early 2-goal lead, the Reds were then dominated by the reigning European champions with Carlo Ancelotti's side running riot. "There's a lot for me to take from this as well," Klopp added. Stefan Bajcetic has written himself into the Liverpool history books as he became the club's youngest player to start a Champions League match at just 18. Jurgen Klopp handed the young Spanish midfielder a start for the visit of Real Madrid in the last 16 first leg, and the decision was welcomed by Steven Gerrard. "His maturity is beyond his years," said the Liverpool great. Victor Osimhen has long been a target for Manchester United, and Glenn Hoddle has urged the Napoli talisman to make the move to the Premier League after he scored his 20th goal of the campaign to help his side win 2-0 at Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League. "It would be lovely to see him play every other week," said Hoddle, who was analyzing his performance in the last 16 match. Steven Gerrard has called for accountability to be shown after a review commissioned by European football's governing body deemed that UEFA were primarily responsible for the near disaster that saw thousands of Liverpool fans suffer a nightmare ordeal ahead of the 2022 Champions League final. Gerrard said the review was very welcome, adding, "It's not good enough." Thibaut Courtois and Alisson Becker's names were to the fore in the first half of Liverpool against Real Madrid in the first leg of their Champions League last 16 tie, but not for the right reasons. Courtois made the first error, allowing Mohamed Salah to score after miscontrolling the ball. Shortly afterwards, Alisson passed a ball straight at Vinicius Jr. as the visitors drew level. Leeds United have appointed Javi Gracia as their new head coach. The former Watford, Valencia, and Al Sadd manager takes the reins at Elland Road, with the club sat in 19th spot in the Premier League table. The 52-year-old replaces Jesse Marsch at the helm, who was sacked on February 6th. Pep Guardiola believes that he will not satisfy his critics even if he leads Manchester City to their first-ever Champions League trophy. The 52-year-old has won 4 Premier League titles, 4 EFL Cups, and an FA Cup since his appointment in 2016. "Whatever I do personally in the future, I'm going to fail. Nothing will be enough," he told reporters ahead of the trip to RB Leipzig in the last 16. During the 2022 Euros, Sarina Wiegman named the same starting Siggypwen for 6 consecutive games as she led England to success at Wembley. Now, however, the Lionesses' manager has a selection headache with a number of players impressing of late. Not that Wiegman is panicking, though. "We don't really know the strongest outfront at the moment, but we don't need to know yet," she said. There were worrying scenes at Stamford Bridge at the weekend as Chelsea defender Cesar Azpilicueta was taken off on a stretcher after being hit in the face by Southampton's Sekou Mara as he attempted an overhead kick. Chelsea have confirmed that Azpilicueta has now been discharged from hospital, and he watched a training session at Cobham on Tuesday.